All right, so my name is Justin Neal. I'm a sophomore mechanical engineering student born and raised here in Greensboro.
I'm Bruce Mitchell from Charleston, South Carolina, pre-physical therapy major.
All right, so we decided to read The New Negro by Alan Locke. So a little bit about Alan Locke. Alan Locke was born in Philadelphia on September 13th, 1886. He attended Harvard University, and he was the first African American Rhodes Scholar. So when he got the Rhodes Scholarship, of course, that means he got to go to Oxford. But he was denied admission to a couple colleges at Oxford, but eventually he was admitted to Hertford College at Oxford. And after getting his PhD, he taught at Howard, and he's known as the father of the Harlem Renaissance because a lot of his work focused on the Harlem Renaissance, and he was known for writing about African American identity.
Right. While reading this little documentary, it's really good. It teaches a lot of stuff about what his views are on the new Negro as post Civil War, post Reconstruction, and just getting right into like the 1920s and stuff like that. A couple of things that I took down from the passage is that one, he was talking about the old Negro a little bit before he talked about the new Negro, and basically the old Negro was a creature of debate. So basically, like whites just making ways to figure out how to like put blacks down and everything like that, and it's just a historical creation that white people made for black people, and it just in the passage it just talks a lot about the difficulties that white people have put over blacks, and there's a lot of stuff that we try to overcome, but it's just that we really can't overcome because there's always something next.
Something that I noticed was in his passage, he talked a lot about the difference between the old Negro and the new Negro. Something that he mentioned about the old Negro was that the old Negro was someone who blamed a lot of their shortcomings on the whites and the whites oppressing them. And what made the new Negro different was that he sat out there and he did things on his own. So it was he used an example of Harlem, of course, because he's known as the father of the Harlem Renaissance. So he used Harlem as an example to show how African Americans came together and they created their own community and they were self-sufficient. So for him, the new Negro was someone who not only didn't allow the oppression of the whites to bring them down, but who was self-sufficient, who was able to uplift their community, uplift themselves through without the support of those around them. And so that was his biggest difference between the new Negro and the old Negro, primarily being that the new Negro was self-sufficient. And seeing that the old Negro was someone who, if you look through history, the old Negro was someone who a lot of times they were dependent on the whites. And so that means they were spent time as sharecroppers or working even after slavery. They were still kind of in a new form of slavery because they were still dependent on their counterparts.
Right.
And so that was a big thing that he brought up, talked about a lot, was that difference between the two.
One thing that you were talking about the Harlem, he spoke a lot about Harlem because he was just basically saying that Harlem. What I took from Harlem is Harlem was the key point for Black unity. So like it was like the first city to bringing all black people together, like all type of black people that were in America at the same time, from the rural and urban, from Indian, Black America, all types of all blacks, and it just coming together. And that was just basically the first time blacks were actually coming together as a whole, with bringing all different types of arts and everything like that. And this is really important key about Harlem, and that's something that really stuck out into this passage.
And that pretty much sums up our what we took from the new Negro. It's a great read, and definitely Alan Locke is someone that you should definitely look into more.
Yeah.